Welcome to Smoky Mountain Taco. If you take your Tacoma off-road or overlanding, you need protection that can handle real abuse. We installed the Ark Mud Flaps for the 2025 Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter. Took it straight into a soaked, muddy lake bed to find out if they actually hold up under real-world trail abuse. Trail test first, install details after. Now, I came straight from the car wash. Got it spotless. You can see I put on a Trailhunter badge to make the mud flaps my own. This isn't a mall crawl mod. We hit deep ruts, slinging mud, and hit standing water. If your rig lives all on the trail, this is where mud flaps either get ripped off or earn your respect. Let's do this. So I'm here at the lake. I'm going to go ahead and switch this to 4 high, switch this to neutral. I'm going to put it into 4 low, set the multi-train select over to mud because it just rained. Let's do this. Gonna go ahead and disconnect the sway bar. All right, let's watch these mud flaps. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put on the lock and rear differential. But the lake is definitely getting higher. We are about to hit a rut. Here it is, and then we're gonna go into slow motion. Watch this. Look at that flap. That is clean back there, and that flap handled that rut perfectly. Ark did what it does best. All right, we're going to pull over up here. We're going to check out the mud flaps, and then we're going to take it through the gauntlet again, and we're going to check it out completely front to back up in the parking lot. It's nice and peaceful out here. I don't see anything right there, but you can look at that. You can see all of that right there. These Ark mud guards are really doing a great job. Check that out. Check up here. I don't see anything whatsoever up in here. Look at that. Look how nasty that tire is. A little bit on the rock sliders right here, but Trailhunter badge is still on. Let's take it through again on the other side. Check this out in slow motion. Completely clean. Look at it just spew that mud everywhere. I produced this video in 4K. Watch that dust just fly up over there close to a big screen. Here's some Jeep folks. I can guarantee you there are no ducks in this Trailhunter. All right, let's go do a walk around. You can see that it's clean back here. Look at that mud. Completely clean back here, but look at this. This is muddy. Look what a great job these Ark mud flaps did. Wow, you can see my Expel armor back here, protecting the backside, and up here up front, look how muddy that is, and it kept it completely clean. Here's the honest part. The install was not perfect, and if you're running a Trailhunter, TRD Off-Road, or a TRD Pro, you'll want to hear this. Ark throws all their instructions into one place. If you're not careful, you will use the wrong instructions for the wrong mud guards. This is the wrong instructions. You want to scroll down and you'll find the correct instructions down here. So just be aware of that. And yeah, the rear mud flap hardware did not fit the fender flares. The instructions say to use the 3/4 inch 4mm socket bolts. That's incorrect. I had to make a run down to Ace Hardware and found the correct screw in the furniture section. I'm sure Ark would have sent me the correct screws, but it was easier to run down to the hardware store and not have to wait on a shipment. If you decide to get these, when you order, be sure to ask for 4 extra 1 1/4 inch 4mm socket bolts and 4 1/2 inch spacers. And if you don't want to wait, like me, you can just run down to Ace Hardware and get that down there in the furniture section. Another note, if you decide you want to get the Ark Crash Bracket Delete Kit to fit bigger tires like 295s, they will not work with Trailhunter or TRD Pro Ark mud guards. They will not fit. As you can see, I tried. For this install, you're going to need a ratchet, 4mm Allen socket and key, an 11mm combo wrench, 4 1 1/4 inch 4mm Allen socket bolts from your local hardware store, and then you want to pick up 4 1/2 inch spacers while you're there. Now let's get to the install. Take the lone screw, put it through this end, put the spacer on the other end, and just hand tighten it only. The second one here, put the long screw in, put the 1/2-inch spacer behind it, and then just get it started. Okay, and then you'll take 2 short screws, you'll put one here, just get it started, and then you'll take the other one and put it right below down here. Now I want to demonstrate this up here on my tailgate so you can see it really good. But what we're going to do is take a small screw and washer and put the nut on the other end. So down here at the bottom, you essentially place that screw with the washer on this side, and on the other side you put on the nut. Do not over tighten this. Take an 11mm combo wrench, put it on the other side of the nut. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I installed these Trailhunter badges, and you could put TRD badges on there, any kind of badges you want, but this is what I did for the Trailhunter. Okay, so we want to come up from the bottom of the mud flap about 4.5 inches. And then come over 3 inches. And that's where we want our Trailhunter badge to be dead center, right there. So what we're going to do, I've got the truck started, and we're going to put our inverter to good use. So I got my heat gun. So let's go ahead and take this backing off. Let's put this on the ground. Let's heat this up. That is hot. Put this dead center of our mark. And push down and hold for about 30 seconds to a minute. According to the instructions on Ark, for these Trailhunter mud guards, they want you to use this screw with a small spacer behind this. It won't work. So I had to go to my local hardware store and get a longer screw so this will fit. I found that in the furniture section, and it takes a number 4 Allen socket or key. While I was there, I also picked up some spacers. Take a long screw, put it through here, put a spacer on the other end, and then let's get this started. All right, now let's take the 3/4 inch screw and place it right below. Don't over tighten. Take the 1 1/4 inch screw that you picked up at the hardware store, put it through and put a spacer on the other end. Now here we have to go old school and use an old school Allen wrench. The space is just too tight for an electric ratchet. Now do the same thing on the other side. Despite the installation issues, I really think these Ark Mud Flaps really does a great job on this muddy lake bed. It keeps that area clean and does a great job. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like that video, be sure to subscribe, share, like, and hit that notification bell, and we will see you next time.